Welcome back to QuantumCast. Today, we have an exciting guest joining us, Dr. Ruwan Suwandarathna, an esteemed consultant doctor currently based in Australia and all royalist. Thank you for joining us today, Doctor.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to join your show.
To start, could you tell us a bit about your early life? What was your childhood like before joining Royal College?
I was born and raised in down south of Sri Lanka, exactly in Beliata. My humble beginnings came from my average middle-class family, and I attended Beliata Primary School before joining Royal College in grade 6, actually. Like a usual school child, primary school child, I enjoyed the kind of more of a village life more than Colombo life before I joined in Royal College.
Okay, sir. And how did you end up joining Royal College, and what was that journey like?
As a little kid, neither myself nor my family dreamed of going to Royal College, actually. But it was a pleasant surprise when I cleared my grade 5 scholarship examination with good marks. And I should be actually thankful to my childhood school teachers. Teachers in the school recognized me and supported me with whatever the little skills I had. And also I received a double promotion in actually its escalation pathway of grades from grade 1 to grade 3. And that was sort of my journey. It's sort of a surprise, but a pleasant surprise.
Welcome to NCHS.
Studying has never felt this good.
Not just studying.
This is what a lab should be. Whatever I want, whenever I need.
I don't miss a single class of it.
I'm flying to Australia next week.
Commence degree pathways at NCHS and continue in Australia, Malaysia or USA. Unlock your future.
Okay, sir. What were some of your first impressions of Royal College after joining? Did anything stand out about the school's environment or culture?
Of course, yes. Coming to Royal College from a small primary school, actually anxiety generating. Additionally, I stayed in a Royal College hostel because my home was far away. So living away from my home and parents added to the challenges. However, the school made me feel that I needed to assimilate, and everyone's support was terrific. It was actually a kind of electric and fascinating feeling to join this school.
Were there any memorable moments or traditions from your school days at Royal that you still remember, sir?
I joined school in 1985. I think which was the year we celebrated 150 years from our 1835 inception. That was one of the initial highlights. And I was living in the school hostel, and as a living in hosteler, we were closely involved with most of the school events, carnivals, sporting events, and also a lot of events were happening at the Navaranghala those days. We went to see a lot of dramas, musical events, and so on. And also we had a great teachers who indeed went at the extra mile to teach us. And it is proud to see how well our contemporary friends did to do well. I think that's sort of a summary of the highlights, I would say.
Okay, sir. What inspired you to pursue a career in medicine? Was there a defining moment at Royal that set you on this path?
In about grade 8 in Royal College, I was lucky to learn from a science teacher named Mr. Ratna Singh. I think if I remember his initials right, he's Mr. K.V. Ratna Singh. He believed that he needed to teach a bit more than the syllabus, and he developed my interest in sciences. I developed my interest in sciences because of him. Since that time, I have been working hard on science subjects and have ended up doing bioscience. I think that's one of the crucial defining moment, I would say. Our HSC Bioscience stream was also really excellent, and there are great mentors and teachers. I remember my teachers, Mr. Pul, who taught us physics, and Mr. Hemachandra, who taught us chemistry, Mrs. Kalupahana, who taught us zoology, and Ms. Jayavira, who taught us botany. And at that time, it was it was like 4 subjects, not 3 subjects like nowadays. I think those are the people who actually inspired me to do medicine.
Welcome to NCHS.
Studying has never felt this good.
It's not just studying.
This is what a lab should be. Whatever I want, whenever I need.
I don't miss a single class of it.
I'm flying to Australia next week.
Commence degree pathways at NCHS and continue in Australia, Malaysia or USA. Unlock your future.
Medical school and becoming a doctor are no easy feats. How was your experience in medical school and what kept you focused on your goals?
So actually, I'll take the gold press. It was challenging, but I was ready to work hard because the ultimate goal I can achieve, and ultimate aim actually kept me focused and work hard on the target.
Now you're a consultant doctor in Australia. How did the transition happen and what inspired you to move abroad, sir?
As a junior doctor in Sri Lanka, I was working in Peradeniya and Kandy Hospital. I became interested in intensive care medicine. However, around in 2004, 2005 like time, intensive care was not created as a specialty in Sri Lanka. So I thought of following my dreams and ended up coming to Australia and training in it. When I initially came to Australia and I started working in Flinders Medical Centre in Adelaide, the hospital, and I didn't know anyone in Adelaide, the hospital that offered the job organized me accommodation, and they left the key with the hospital security office. And I took a taxi from the airport after flying there, and then collect my keys and went to my accommodation. And it wasn't easy, but I had to work my way through. From Adelaide, after about end of that year, 2006, I moved to Sydney, and I completed my training there in Royal Prince Alfred and Liverpool and Westmead hospitals mainly, and ended up coming to Canberra, Australian Capital Territory, as a specialist. Now I'm working in a main teaching hospital affiliated to Australian National University as a senior intensive care specialist, and also I'm affiliated with working in the university, teaching university student who rotates through the hospital.
Very interesting, sir. Could you share some insights into your work as a consultant doctor there? And what do you find rewarding about your role?
So, intensive care medicine is about providing organ support and treating very sick patients. Across the board, there could be medical problems, surgical problems. It could be women who's having, challenging pregnancies and so on. It was really rewarding to see them get better, and I think that's something really keep me going. And sometimes, even when the results are not as expected, and you get the opportunity to support the patients and families on their most difficult times or the most difficult days of life, and that's really rewarding as well. And also, intensive care is a multidisciplinary teamwork. We work together with the specialists and allied health professionals and nurses and various other support workers. And then leading that multidisciplinary team towards common target and working together is also enjoyable.
Welcome to NCHS.
Studying has never felt this good.
Not just studying.
This is what a lab should be. Whatever I want, whenever I need.
I don't miss a single class of it.
I'm flying to Australia next week.
Commence degree pathways at NCHS and continue in Australia, Malaysia or USA. Unlock your future.
Okay. What are some of the key differences between the healthcare systems in Australia compared to Sri Lanka, sir?
So I must first appreciate by saying, as someone who worked before in Sri Lanka, and Sri Lankan doctors do a really good job under very resource-limited situations, but I think their service has to be really appreciated. But I think if I take Australia versus Sri Lanka, the main key difference is that Australia got more resources than Sri Lanka, and I think it's more results and outcome focused, and I think that's the main difference. I think most of the time access to newer technology and a newer investigation and so on easier in Australia than in Sri Lanka, at least if I compare my time in Sri Lanka with my time now in Australia. But I must say that Sri Lankan doctors are also doing a really good job.
Looking back, do you think your time at Royal prepared you for an international career? If so, how was it?
Of course it is. And I mean, I earlier mentioned that I came to Adelaide Flinders Medical Center and collect the keys and went to accommodation where that I didn't know anyone. I think it was just like I'm coming to the Royal College Hostel, and I think a lot of similarities, even though the purpose and times are different. And also, the working hard, learn lessons from the failures and to never give up. So even in a failure, just to work your way through and learn lessons and work your way through. I think our school taught us all these, even though we did not realize it at the time of learning. And also how to build relationships with the people, work relationship with the people, and to treat everyone well and equally, whichever the background they are coming from. I think these are the skills that lifelong skills the Royal taught us, which will help us throughout our lives. And I mean, if probably our motto sum it up in a way that, discade out, discade or learn or depart. I mean, it's not only about learn or depart, but it's just tell you that to stick to your task and do it well. I think that's what we learned from Royal and which really help us throughout our lives.
Welcome to NCHS.
Studying has never felt this good.
It's not just studying.
This is what a lab should be. Whatever I want, whenever I need.
I don't miss a single class of it.
I'm flying to Australia next week.
Commence degree pathways at NCHS and continue in Australia, Malaysia or USA. Unlock your future.
Okay, sir. What advice would you give to young royalists who are interested in pursuing a career in medicine or working abroad?
So I would say medicine or not, working in Sri Lanka or abroad, I think my advice for a young person is never afraid to dream big. And then probably dreaming big is not enough, but need to have a plan to achieve that dream. And then even the plan is not enough. The person should be ready to work hard on that plan. But things never go according to plan all the time, but there are ups and downs, but people need to be ready when there is a failure, learn from the mistake of that failure and move forward and do better next time and never to give up. I think that's my advice.
Thank you, Doctor, for sharing your journey with us. It's inspiring to hear from someone who's achieved so much and continues to represent Royal College proudly around the world. Any final thoughts you have to say for the people who are going to listen to this?
I think it's always a pleasure to join this podcast, and I really appreciate as young royalists you guys organizing these and just sharing it with your fellow students. I think it's a great thing, and I think at our time technology is not this advanced, and then we did not have the opportunity to do this kind of stuff. But even though we did a lot of things, but not this extent. And I think my recommendation and my request is to make use of everything we get from Royal, and just follow the pathways of the all royalists who did very well, and I'm sure the young royalists will do the same.
That's it for today's episode of QuantumCast. Thank you all for tuning in, and we'll see you next time with more insights from the world of science and beyond.
Thank you very much.